Cool FM #1 sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide!
Lahat ng drama, lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masang Lamaw. #1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. You are listening to LFM. Live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at 6.
Good evening and welcome to koolNews at 6. I'm Ty. Let's get into the headlines for this hour. A study is underway on the right-of-way and feasibility of extending the North-South Commuter Railway NSCR to the new Clark City, an official said. The extension may run a length of 20 kilometers from the NSCR's depot beside the Clark International Airport, according to Ari Perez, President and Chief Executive Officer of Clark International Airport Corporation, the state-owned firm overseeing the operations and maintenance of the CRK, which has been run by the private consortium Depot since 2019. If the extension to NCC pushes through, it would be adding another line after the Clark-Malolos line, Malolos-Tutuban line, and Manila-Calamba line. Perez said Joshua Bingkang, President of the Bases Conversion and Development Authority, the mother agency of CIAC, recommended the NCC line of the railway to push for the development of the new 9,500-hectare metropolitan area. The Department of Transportation DOTR, which is implementing the NSCR, was tasked with doing the study, he said. The NSCR spans a total of 147 kilometers from Clark to Laguna, passing through 35 stations in 28 cities and towns, and using the former right-of-way of the defunct Philippine National Railway. According to the DOTR, the National Economic and Development Authority approved its project cost of 877.63 billion pesos with co-financing from the Japan International Cooperation Agency and the Asian Development Bank. The DOTR has not announced a new timetable for the completion of the whole NSCR, given the delay in site readiness at the Clark Depot. The bill seeking to disallow the substitution of election candidates on mere grounds of withdrawal has been approved by the House of Representatives on the third and final reading. During this session on Wednesday, House Bill number 10524 was approved with 195 lawmakers voting in the affirmative and 0 in the negative and abstentions. If enacted, House Bill number 10524 will amend Section 77 of the Omnibus Election Code of the Philippines by allowing substitution only if a person who filed his or certificate of candidacy becomes permanently incapacitated. Section 77 will read as, if after the last day for the filing of certificates of candidacy, an official candidate of a registered or accredited political party dies, becomes permanently incapacitated, or is disqualified for any cause, only a person belonging to and certified by the same political party may file a certificate of candidacy replace the candidate who died, became permanently incapacitated, or was disqualified. The capitalized words convey the proposed amendments. The bill was passed a week after it was approved on third reading. This is not the first time that bills seeking stricter rules on candidate substitution were filed in Congress. In October 2021, bills on the matter were filed in the House and the Senate as lawmakers felt that politicians had abused the substitution provision. In 2015, then Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte heeded the public's call for him to run for president in the 2016 polls, substituting for fellow PDB Laban member Martin Dino. Issues haunted the substitution as Dino indicated in his COC that he was running for Pasay City's mayor post. Duterte, however, won the presidency in the 2016 polls. In November 2021, Duterte's daughter Then Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte filed her COC as Vice President, substituting for local CMP's Lowoy. Lawyer Renaud Munsaniak filed her COC 2 days before the deadline for the substitution of candidates on November 15, 2021. If the current version of House Bill number 10524 is maintained, both substitution schemes used by former President Duterte and Vice President Duterte would no longer be allowed. While she knows how to be grateful to those who helped her win a seat in the Senate, it's a different story when there is violence or misuse of funds involved. Senator Risa Hontiveros had this to say a day after Vice President Sara Duterte brought up an unrelated issue to the budget request of the Office of the Vice President. The two clashed during Tuesday's hearing of the Senate Finance Subcommittee on the proposed OVP's 2.037 billion peso budget for 2025. Just give me one moment. I will be hooking up the audio. Unfortunately, we don't have any audio at the moment, so we're gonna have to read the statement from the article. What I thought was surprised again. What does the story, which she has already shared before, have to do with the budget question? Senado from then Davao City Mayor Duterte during the 2016 elections. I am someone who knows how to show gratitude as violence or misuse of funds extrajudicial care. According to the also followed up. Excuse me, I think I'm experiencing some technical difficulties. Any audio at the moment, so we're gonna have to read the Okay, we are now back to normal. Statement from the Okay, we are really experiencing some technical difficulties on my end. Okay, I think I have went back to normal now. Okay, so apologies for some technical difficulties. So anyways, let's continue here. When Hontiveros followed up on her request through a text message, the VP said she eventually sought the help of a former congressman to get votes for the senator. She won, and after winning, what did she do? She was the first to attack President Rodrigo Duterte. What do you call a behavior like that? The VP further said. However, Hontiveros had a very little memory of her meetings with the Vice President. One of them was meeting Duterte to thank her for the support of the Davao government to some of the advocacies of her group Kabayan, according to the senator. And Senator Risa Hontiveros on Wednesday said she wants to realign the budget for the complicating items in the Office of the Vice President's OVP proposed funding for 2025, including the improper 10 million peso allocation for the distribution of Vice President Sara Duterte's children book. At the proper time, in the period of amendments, I will propose an amendment to items under the OVP's programs that are similar to the programs of underlying agencies, including the DSWD, DOH, and DOLE. Hontiveros will also seek amendments to the controversial allocation for the distribution of the Duterte's children book, Isang Kaibigan. So here is the full statement from the hearing.
At the proper time, sa period of amendments, magpo-propose po ako ng amendment dun sa items ng program sa OVP na katulad lamang no, dun sa mga programa ng mga line agencies natin, including DSWD, DOH, DOLE. And yung item ng 10 million pesos para sa pagmumudmod ng mga kopya ng isang kaibigan ay poproposan ko rin po ng amendment. Yun naman ang purpose ng interpellation sa hearing para i-explore. Ang pagkatanong ko pa nga nung unang tanong ay magiging willing ba ang VP na i-realign yung items na yon na mukhang duplication ng existing programs ng ibang department. And as for the 10 million peso item para sa libro, well, I think in principle improper request yan. Dahil kung meron kang sinulat na libro, kung ikaw ang sumulat niyan, hindi dapat gamitan ng government funds at taxpayers' money para ipamudmod.
The opposition senator pointed out the country's tight fiscal space, saying that departments always have insufficient funding, especially for social protection programs, those related to medical and burial services, disaster resilience, work and occupation, and other items. Hontiveros said the 10 million peso budget for the distribution of copies of the Duterte student book is improper in principle. Hontiveros and Duterte had a heated exchange during the Senate panel on finance deliberation on the OVP's proposed budget for 2025. During the hearing on Tuesday, Duterte accused Hontiveros of politicizing the government funds after the lawmaker raised a few inquiries regarding the Vice President's proposed funding, including allocation for Duterte's children book. It is now 6:12 in the evening, and koolNews at 6 will be right back. Welcome back to koolNews at 6. Let's continue now. The National Bureau of Investigation (NBI) is continuously coordinating with the International Criminal Police Organization, or shortened as Interpol, to determine the appropriate actions concerning the dismissed Pampang Mayor Alice Guo. NBI Director Jimmy Santiago said on Wednesday. It is continued. We are in talks, he said in a chance interview with reporters at the Department of Justice when asked when the NBI would coordinate with Interpol. We are in talks, we are coordinating, but we haven't received a response yet, Santiago continued. Senator Risa Hontiveros said on Monday that Guo was already out of the country as of July 18. The Bureau of Immigration also said in a statement issued the same day that the former mayor illegally traveled to Malaysia as early as July. According to immigration spokesperson Dana Sandoval, Guo arrived in Malaysia last July 18. On July 21, she, together with her siblings, Sheila and Wesley, arrived in Singapore. They touched down Indonesia via Batam Island on August 18. Bagong Aliansan Makabayan or Bayan chairperson and former Bayan Muna Representative Teddy Casino announced on Wednesday that he will run for the Senate under the Makabayan slate in the 2025 midterm elections. This is Casino's second attempt at the Senate seat. He previously ran in the 2013 midterms elections but was unsuccessful. In his speech at the Patayok ng Mga Bayani in Quezon City, Casino said that he would run to fulfill the aspirations of many Filipinos for the country. I gladly accept the challenge of the Makabayan Coalition. In the upcoming elections, for the second time, I will run as a senator, he said. I will run to champion the dreams of our nation. As a former three-term congressman of Bayan Muna, I was a representative of the poor in Congress for 9 years. This is what I will do if I am elected as a senator, he added. The former congressman also underscored the need to elect progressive leaders with a clean track record. If we want the masses to have a voice in the Senate, we need to elect progressive leaders with a long track record of being nationalist and mass-oriented, he noted. When asked what gave him hope to run for Senate again, he said it was the way people have grown and learned in the past year. What gives me hope, I think, is that people have learned from what happened in the past year. We have seen how the successes we achieved in 4 decades of fighting tyranny have been reversed, he said. He also mentioned that people talk about the falling out of the union team or the tandem of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Vice President Sara Duterte. The union team's falling out shows that these leaders, whether it be a Duterte or a Marcos faction, only care about their interest. And this is what the public is talking about, and I think they are looking for someone new, he said. Casino shared that when he first ran for the Senate in 2013, he was the long independent candidate of Makabayan. He said that this time, the Makabayan aims to fill a complete slate. This time, we are not alone because Makabayan decided to fill a complete slate, and because of this, our campaign is stronger, and there will be more places our campaigns can reach because it's not just 1, but 9 or 12 people who will run for senators, Casino said. There is teamwork already, and the range of issues that we can carry is broad because we have representatives advocating for teachers groups, workers, fisherfolks, and women, he added. The following are the other aspiring senators who will be running under the Makabayan slate, so here are the list. Alliance of Concerned Teachers Representative Franz Castro, Gabriela Party List Representative Arlene Prosas, Kil Usang Mayo Unok Secretary General Jerome Adonis, former Gabriel Party List Representative and former National Anti-Poverty Commission Chairperson Lisa Masa, and Pamalakaya Vice Chairperson Ronald Rambulo. And now let's get into the headlines from around the world as South Korea will classify Mpox as an infectious disease subject to border screening from August 21. Passengers flying from 8 African nations will have to report to officials if they are experiencing Mpox symptoms, said health authorities on the afternoon of August 20. The Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency said the decision comes after the World Health Organization declared mpox a public health emergency of international concern last week. Under these stringent surveillance measures, those flying into South Korea from 8 African countries and experiencing symptoms such as fever, chills, rash, or swollen lymph nodes in the neck must report to quarantine officers upon entry as the Delta 1 mpox variant, which is thought to be more severe, has been spreading rapidly across Africa. The countries are Rwanda, Burundi, Uganda, Ethiopia, the Central African Republic, Kenya, the Republic of Congo, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Epidemic investigation officers and public health doctors will also be stationed at the arrival gate for those flying in from Ethiopia to respond and monitor arriving passengers swiftly, according to the KDCA. It also plans to implement supplementary monitoring measures such as inspecting wastewater and planes. And now let's get into the showbiz entertainment happenings. Many Jacinto's fans are limiting the cancellation of Star Wars The Acolyte after one season, stating that the Filipino-Canadian actor gave one of the best performances in the series, not to mention that the announcement arrived on his birthday. Deadline reported on August 19 that Star Wars The Acolyte is not being renewed for a second season, citing the decline in viewership as one of the reasons. The news came as a surprise to Star Wars fans, given that the first season ended on a cliffhanger. Given that Jacinto is one of the leads in the series, his fans took to X, formerly Twitter, to point out how the cancellation was a quote-unquote disrespect for the actor. We finally get a new suit, and with that, some of the most badass lightsaber fights we have seen in years, with an actor who did most of his own stunts, and the cancellation announcement arrived on his birthday. Many Jacinto, you deserve better, wrote one fan. Many Jacinto's performance as the Stranger earned him a place among the very best Star Wars villains. A second season would have focused heavily on his character and his relationship to Stark F. Feinward Plexus, speech in another fan. Some fans are also pointing out the mistreatment that Hollywood has shown Jacinto for the reason that he's a person of color. They kept doing many at this dirty. First Top Gun, now Acolyte. Many, I swear I will get you a stable non-racist franchise that will be the last thing I do on this earth, argued one ex-user. Hollywood always doing many Jacinto dirty when he decides to get Powell treatment, added another fan. In July, Jacinto aired his disappointment after his lines were cut in the movie Top Gun Maverick, saying Tom Cruise was only writing for himself and adding it's up to Asian American actors to find projects that will cater to them. The film star is set to play the on-screen husband of Lindsay Lohan in the upcoming sequel to the hit 2003 film Freaky Friday. Not to mention that The Acolyte was poorly received by Star Wars fans and, except critics, but the majority of Star Wars fans have been disapproving The Acolyte because of how bad the story was, so it is not surprising that the show was axed after all. And that's the cool news at 6. As always, you can get in touch with us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. And I'm Caro. See you later for more headlines with Cool News Prime Time at 9. Bye for now.